So a little while back, I posted a video on the Grimgrams of me donking around on my drum set. And after posting said video, I got a delightful comment from my friend Gary.
Well, maybe I should do that then. Maybe you should. Okay, good, fine.
Now, it may surprise you to find out I am not a professional drummer. I do not think I've ever played a cowbell, and to be honest, I don't know that I've ever seen one on a kit in person. So the first thing I did was go online and do a little bit of research. I found this one online from a brand that I recognized, and I took down the specs. The next thing I did, as per usual, is go to YouTube and see if anybody else has made one. The cool thing is, I found 3 videos from people that I've definitely watched in the past. The first one I found was from the man himself, Black Bear Forge, or John if you're nasty, and John made a traditional blacksmith cowbell, i.e. one that you would probably hang from a beast of burden. The next video I watched was from good old Walter Sorrells, and he went through the process of making a cowbell the way that he knew how to do it, and in the end he showed himself playing all kinds of different instruments and jamming out. Good tips and tricks as well, that's to be expected. The last video I watched was from a guy I've been following for a while because he's a drummer and he does tutorials and also tries a lot of weird stuff with drums and accessories. Now what I'd like to try and do is take the knowledge I gained from these 3 videos and then pair it with what I've learned, and I think we can come up with something that not only looks good, but hopefully it sounds good too. Let's get to it! Alright, now that I got the main pieces cut, let's have a quick discussion about metallurgy. Now technically, I could just take these pieces, fold the edges over, weld them, put a back plate on the mounting hardware, and we're done. But I want my cowbell to be aesthetically pleasing, i.e. I want to put a hammered texture on this before I fold it up and weld it, and then brass it, and all the other finishing stuff. But here is the main challenge. We call this stuff mild steel because it is very not spicy, i.e. it has a low carbon content, which makes it easy to work with, easy to weld, but it won't really hold an edge like a knife, and it won't really hold up to a lot of impact like a hammer. Those are very specific steels that are much more a spice. Now, while I've talked to plenty of people in the past being like, oh, mild steel, it's so soft, it doesn't harden, you can do things like case hardening. The thing is, if you heat it up to a critical temperature and quench it, it will still harden to a degree. It will also work harden under stress, like hammering, or if you try to bend it back and forth, you may realize that certain metals feel like they get stiffer or more brittle. Same deal here. But then we'll be welding, which may soften the steel, and then if I want to brass it, I'll be heating it even more. Controlled, yes, but we still might be softening the metal, which will affect its sound. So I need to find that Goldilocks zone so we get good tone, good lux. And in the interest of science, let's do a test piece to illustrate what I talk about. This is a piece of scrap from the same material that the rest of our cowbell will be made out of. Let's listen to what it sounds like before I squish. Let's see what happens when I give it a hammer massage. Alright, and this is after we've added that hammer texture. Hopefully the microphone picked up the difference, but I can definitely tell that it sounds more glassy and less of that dull, thuddy, non-spicy mild steel. Not only will that hopefully help with our tone, but also this is the texture that I was talking about. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hammer in this texture, but we are going to keep in mind through the rest of this build the moments where we might be hardening the steel versus softening the steel. Again, I've never done this before, but I like to think I know what I'm doing, kind of. So any challenges that we run into along the way, we are going to try and solve them with our best tool, our big old brain. Now, for any of you that have been following for a while, you know I love doing this, and I feel like I've gotten pretty efficient with it. The thing I saw in the other video, he tried to heat and brass his cowbell,
and it didn't really work.
and I think I know why. I think it's one of two things. Maybe both. I don't know. Here's what we got. Alright, here's the first thing I learned about brassing over time. One, a lot of big box stores will sell you something that looks like it's brass, but it's actually just brass coated steel, and that's to avoid rusting over time. You can tell the difference by just touching the wires. It's very stiff and very rigid, versus real brass is very soft and very floopy, and you can feel the difference. So I have a feeling that one of the possible things is that our drummer friend was using a brass plated steel wheel, and it don't transfer near as well. It took me a while to figure that out. Second possible thing, Ooh, I just found this. This is a brass plated wire brush, and I think you can see the difference. You can see how it's brassy up towards the top, but clearly it's steel towards the bottom. That's because the coating came off when I tried to brass something with it. And I got it hot, and the brass went away, and all I'm left with is steel brush. Oh well. If our friend was in fact using a brass wheel, he was using an angle grinder. And I've noticed that at a certain RPM, the brass won't even stick. Like it's going too fast and it's cleaning itself off while it's trying to lay it down. So, what I tend to do is use these guys in a drill, or I've seen people use them in pneumatics. And you can actually, you actually control the speed, and there's definitely a Goldilocks zone of heat and speed where you start to feel the brass actually getting kind of sticky and dragging. That's when you know it's going to start laying down. You'll also be able to see it. And if you overheat the steel and get it too hot, it also won't transfer very well. So definitely find the Goldilocks zone. I'm going to use something that I know is real brass, and we're going to get this thing done and looking very sexy.